Welcome to the Caution Flag Contemplations Podcast, a racing show for the fans by a fan. Welcome in.
Taylor Swift beers there.
Hey, listen, they're not Taylor Swift beers. These are Jason Kelsey beers, not Travis Kelsey beers.
Still Kelsey.
Just kidding. I drink root beer on this podcast every week. Welcome into the 40th episode of this season of the Caution Flag Contemplations Podcast. Here with my besties in life, really. See a Martinsville hat. I see a Harbor Freight hat. I'm really glad I didn't buy. I'm not. JP's birthday was like last week. I legit was at Harbor Freight like 3 days ago, and I was like, I'm gonna buy JP one of these hats. He'll probably like it, but he already had one. So
I was checking out like last week at Harbor Freight, and right by the checkout they had these hats. They're like $4, and they're actually pretty good looking hats.
They actually look pretty good. Same thing happened. I was like, JP'd really like that. I'm gonna buy him one, and then it's a good thing I didn't. It is what it is. How was your weekend, boys? Y'all do all right?
Oh yeah, it was. I pulled a Casper the host on Sunday and woke up and decided to drive to Talladega.
How did the fiance feel about that?
Yeah, didn't care.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, I was pissed. I was getting ready for church, and you're like, I'm going to pull you. And I looked at my phone. I was like, I could barely make it if I left right now.
Yeah.
That's okay, though. Martinsville's this weekend, so.
So you're going
We'll see what happens. We know what happened last time we went there. D, what about you? Did you have a good weekend?
It was good. I went up to Crossville, did some walking, some hiking, watched some racing and some football and some baseball all throughout the weekend. So I was pretty busy watching a lot of TV.
Yeah, I mean, good news too. For those of y'all that don't know, D-Watt's got his own show out there now. He's saying, I'm done with the Caution Flag boys, moving on to bigger and better things. He's making himself worldwide famous over there on Sport Talk with D-Watt. Y'all follow him on Facebook, YouTube, X. Do you have TikTok? Probably not yet.
Not yet. Got Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify.
Yeah, we just cover all the sports: football, baseball, basketball. Just getting started, so we're gonna.
Yeah, they talk a little racing on there. I heard it. He tried, even though this is his main racing show. But
absolutely.
There's only 2 weeks left, so we'll see what happens next year. But all I said, I've already told you on X, but don't leave us. And when you're broke, just remember where you came from. That's all I got to say. When you're out there on ESPN, remember where you came from. All right. But no, it was good. I finally sat down and listened. Sorry it took me 4 days. But I did sit down and listen to both of them last night. Good news is you can turn YouTube on double speed. I cannot, and that's not just you. I can't listen to a single podcast on regular speed. I turn everything straight to 2. The wife will get in the car with me and be like, what are you listening to? But that's what I got to do. So it worked out good. But, I had a good weekend, too. I went down there to the Chattanooga, saw JP, got a little cake, got a little pizza. Played at the Pumpkin Patch on Signal Mountain. Little 90s throwback for the wife and her family. So had a good time. Got to see Pops. And, it was overall a pretty good weekend. Sunday, went to church, watched Talladega. I've been working on this monster turd box behind me back here, 2008 Kawasaki. And it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my little project there. Had a good time with that. So it's been a great weekend. Watched a little Talladega. It's a good thing y'all watch because I got a couple things. I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm just going to let y'all handle it today. But we'll talk about news of the week first. Couple driver announcements. Dirt late model world. Donald McIntosh is leaving Billy Hicks Racing. Don't really know what happened there. Quote unquote mutual. Dalton Wilson out of the J.
Yeah.
Is it JRR?
JRR. They also just posted an hour ago.
Yeah.
Josh Rice is going there.
Okay, I was curious because Jason Jameson drives another team car for them. I was curious if it was going to be Josh Rice or not. Well, that's awesome.
Well, actually, I don't 100% know, but I kind of just assumed so because I saw something about it.
Okay, well, I don't.
And it said Kentucky driver. Hold on, we'll find out right here.
That car would make a lot of sense, and I'm okay with that. So hopefully that's the one. Tanner English was the other one that possibly crossed my mind as a maybe, but it's hard for me.
Josh Rice, yep.
Okay, but it's hard for me to see English leaving Coltman Farms and all that. But that'll be good to watch Josh Rice next year. Hopefully they're going full-time Lucas racing. We will see. We'll talk about next year's Lucas and all that when we get to the Lucas wrap-up, as their season did end this weekend. Only other driver thing I really want to talk about is I was on X scrolling and laughed my absolute ass off Saturday night when I saw Ryan Vargas completed the Monster Jam win driving El Toro Loco, the monster truck. Ryan Vargas drove trucks a little bit, Xfinity a little bit, wrecked every daggum thing he was ever in. So congratulations to him on finally finding somewhere where he belongs.
Right. He even
Monster
drove
trucks.
in like the NASCAR Euro Series. You can't say he didn't try.
I'm surprised that they haven't put Haley Deegan in a monster truck yet. That'll probably be her next. Just kidding. We'll see. Maybe Ram will have a Monster Jam truck next year. They'll call it the Heminator 5000. That's pretty close to Hemorrhoid. Probably not. But we'll see what happens there. Any other news you want to talk about? JP, you said something about an F1 sprint race
man.
issue. Let's hear about that.
So the turn one of the sprint race on Saturday at COTA was amazing. They must have been watching some NASCAR replays from COTA because everybody knows how turn one is there. It's a hard uphill into a hard turn, and they teammates took each other out in turn one and allowed old Max Verstappen to get him some points on the championship, and they were not very happy with each other.
So is Max coming back to win the
Oh,
point?
it's happening. It's only like a 40-point gap now.
I know he won. Lando finished second, so I wasn't sure. I'm assuming they get some
Oscar
points
was like
for the sprint.
fifth. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens there. Good for them. I heard F1's talking about making shorter races and sprint races every weekend in the future. Also, this is just it's kind of a side note of just kind of show the landscape of how they're about to throw their foothold in the U.S. away, which probably helped NASCAR. JP, I'm sure you saw the heartbreaking news that you won't be watching any Formula One next year.
I will.
As they go to Apple TV, so that nobody can watch them because nobody in America in their right mind pays for Apple TV. I'm sorry. There's too many streaming services. Sorry, D-Watt, if you have it. I'm not trying to dump on you, but there's too many streaming services. YouTube TV, Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, Disney Plus, Prime Video, all this crap. Like, I'm not buying any more subscriptions. Flow and Dirt Vision. Like, I have enough. I'm not doing it. I hate to see that. I'm glad NASCAR didn't do anything like that. I think it's pretty crazy. Here's the funny part. This is the funny part. They're getting $50 million more than they were going to get from ESPN to go to Apple TV. $50 million for anything Formula One is like a piss in the wind, honestly, is what it is. Like, how much money they throw around in that sport. So, thought that was kind of ignorant. But, hate to see him go. Glad to see him go. Hopefully we'll get some NASCAR fans back, with them going to Apple TV. We'll see what happens. But, do you want any news you want to talk about this week?
I got one I need to get off my chest here. So, Ty Dillon, his crew chief, or his a spotter got fired. So I'm just trying to figure out the landscape. Was he close by to the spotter of Byron? Was he 5 or 6 or 7 on down the road there? So anyway, when I saw that news, maybe was it Thursday or Friday, something like that? Maybe Thursday. Yep. News came out of the spotter getting fired for Ty Dillon, and if that was his job, was to report that information to the other spotter, then does he deserve to get fired? That's up to the owner. But I guess Rice and those guys over there and the bosses over there decided it was, and he's out of here. So that was their choice on that.
Yeah, obviously this is all coming in the wake of the William Byron, Ty Dillon scenario. Couple funny things. So this dude apparently, I guess, drives Ty's camper, drove it to Talladega, got fired after he got there. Asked Denny something about how to use Indeed on X, which was pretty funny. I have not really heard a good explanation of the whole situation. I would recommend everybody turn in DVC. I'm sure that they'll probably have a little talk on the spotter communication. They really did not last week. I didn't feel like they didn't clear it up exactly. I don't know. So, and JP may know a little about this. So, from my understanding, some spotters are hired directly by teams, and some is almost like contracted out by the driver. I think particularly when you get to lower teams, just kind of from somewhat of knowledge I have, a little bit, at least some lower teams will contract with the spotter through the driver's pay instead of it being a team position. It just kind of depends. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but clearly, him acting a fool on X is not what he needs to do, and unfortunately, it's probably not going to help him get a job in the future. I hate to say that for the guy. We'll see what happens to him, but I would imagine it can't help a whole lot. Usually when spotters start firing off, they end up jobless. So see what happens. It was interesting, though. I mean, definitely interesting. He drove the thing there, and then they decided. I felt like why wait till Thursday,
Yeah.
Like, I guess that was if you're going to fire him, why not fire him Monday? Sunday night after, I don't know. I guess they needed time to review it. And I don't know. There's a lot of moves going on in the garage, obviously, as we get to the end of the year. You had driver changes, DeBenedetto out, and
Harrison Burton
they put in that car?
is Burton's, some kind of news on that.
Burton's out.
Okay.
He's going somewhere else or something.
Yeah.
They had somebody else driving that 99 car, and I can't remember who it was again. Just there's a lot of, these seat changes happen last minute, particularly in the trucks and Xfinity at the end of the year. So we'll see what happens there. I'm sure it's about to get wild. The overall Cup driver thing is kind of calm this year, but next year, hopefully we'll still have this podcast next year because it's going to be wild on who's going where. Lots of things are going to change. Obviously, this 23-11 things will be big. Only other driver news, and this pisses me off, I say it. Apparently Suarez is going to the 7 car for Spire. Unfortunately, Justin Haley's out. I am tired of Daniel Suarez absolutely arca-breaking every single wreck he goes to, including this weekend at Talladega when he took out Chase Elliott. Go back and watch last week's wreck at Vegas when he almost took out Chase because the entire field's wrecked and he comes running through there on the apron 180 miles an hour. Like, dude has no respect, no business being in a race car. I'm disgusted at the fact that they would even hire him back, honestly. I used to kind of like him, but he's no talent. And just watch. Every single wreck, he's one of those guys trying to make passes during a wreck. Just watch. Go back and watch all year. He does it every time. That's all I got. Other than that, Dirt Track World Championship at Eldora. Lucas Oil Late Models. I've got 3 things to say. I'm going to start here. 1, this format sucks. Friday night, Saturday night, no points. Friday night is trash for this in Chase thing. This needs to be every other weekend is 2 races. This needs to be 2 races. I'm sorry. It's stupid. Second, if you're going to change the time, you better do it 24 hours ahead of time, and you better do something to let people damn know about it. Okay? That's all I got. I didn't watch it. I'm not watching the highlights. I'm refusing. So I'm going to let one of y'all cover it. I know the results, what happened. It's pretty much a boring Eldora race. Nobody went to the race. Nobody watched it on Flow. They had to have less than 5 people watching on Flow. DWAT was half of one. But other than that, I mean, they ran this thing like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So DWAT said he wanted to cover it. So I'm going to let him handle it. But my piece has been spoken.
So, Turbo and Blair. I don't know what the heck Blair's doing, which he's got the history of this. He's always super aggressive, and then he wants to fight about it usually. So, Turbo is on a heat race, I think.
Yeah, Friday night on the
Okay, Friday heat race. So, was it Blair on the ball? It was one of the two.
Blair was on the outside, yeah.
So they go down to turn 1 and just Blair is just all over, like blocking them, and then they go into turn 1 and they just pile up and wreck, and they it gets up on his door, and it's just a big mess. And my take is it's lap 1. And why are they swerving like that? And then I was hoping they would kind of get into it like a Hitchcock and them, back there at the Sonoya a few months ago. I was hoping they'd have a jump over the car or something like that. But they were definitely talking about it. But I don't know. I was just confused on that. I was get y'all's take on what the heck was going on lap 1.
I mean, that started at lap 0 under pacing in turn 3 when Max Blair's trying to drive the infield. I mean, on the start of the heat race, he's absolutely got Turbo, pinned to the wall. And then just keeps running him into straight down the whole front stretch. And there's nothing else he can do. And Max Blair, you just need to sell all your shit and quit racing if you're going to say that's Turbo's fault.
Yeah, I didn't get any clips or any sound bites on the talks afterwards, but in the pit area, but... I don't know. These guys are professionals. Why can't we act like one on a pace lap and then going into turn 1 of a heat race? It's a freaking heat race. Just top whatever advance. Go ahead.
One comment.
Yep.
Turbo's wearing that fire suit where it looks like a bikini on. Stick. I think it's a wrestling suit for somebody, but he was up there looking like he had a Speedo on. Turbo wanted to go, and Max Blair is a Miami Dolphins loving you know what, and he ain't
Yeah.
gonna fight nobody from the state. of
And
Texas,
all he
so.
did was run his mouth about how, oh, Turbo does this every time, blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
blah. Dude, he did nothing.
So
You
Turbo had
turned
two
down
options:
into
hit him,
the whole
hit
race,
the wall, or
the whole
lift.
start.
That's all he could do. He could either hit him or lift, and he had the right to be there. I agree. Max Blair's an idiot. Not a big fan of all that. There's a reason he's not on a national tour anymore. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's get on into this Saturday. I guess you call it afternoon. I honestly didn't see anything online. I just happened to check my phone while I was watching some of the games, and I was like, "Oh crap! It's lap 20 or so." So I turn it on and I flip it on the TV. Got two screens going. Got my phone going. My TV going. So Chris Madden is on the pole. He looks strong. It's one of those races where I'm thinking this might be his turn to get the win at Eldora. Lap 30, O'Neal smacks the wall. Hits it pretty good. Caution comes out. Madden just keeps looking strong throughout the race there early on. Devin Moran is the points contender, which he won the points championship. He was just steady and consistent. I thought just running that top 5, top 3. He was just taking care of his business, taking care of his tires, trying not to get involved in a mess with a lap car or anybody else. He just stayed up front and took care of his business. So I like that as a Moran fan. Hey, I like it. He just ran a smart race. I feel like he got good in the qualifying, got good in the heat race, and started up front and take care of what he can take care of, and you can't control things you can't control. So that was good to see on that. Here comes Pierce. So Pierce starts 10th, 12th, something like that, and that's my pick to win. So usually I'm not a Pierce guy, but hey, if I pick him, then I hope he runs well, and that's exactly what happened. So here he comes. He's coming to the front. He's running the top. He's running the bottom. He's making some sliders, and he's making it work. So lap 50, Pierce takes the lead. And at this point, him and Madden are really starting to go at it. So he passed him lap 50, but then Madden gets him back the next lap. And so when Madden gets out front, he's kind of gone for a little bit. So lap 54, JD has a tire issue. He's going to swing down in the pits, change his tires. This whole race, I just wasn't feeling good about Davenport this weekend. Just, I don't know, qualifying, heat races kind of fell behind. And if you fall behind and you've got to make up a lot of points, you need to either run up front and the other guy's got to have a problem. It's tough if you're in the back. So he need to get to the front. So he comes down pit lane, switches out his tires, and in the meantime, Madden's still just out front. And then, here we go. So then you get the Madden and Pierce slide jobs. They're going at it for maybe, it felt like 10 laps. And they were very clean. I liked them. They took turns. They didn't take anybody's front bumper off or anything. They weren't mad after the race, and it seemed like. So they were racing aggressive, but they were clean. So that was good to go. So 40 to go. Pierce takes the lead. Doesn't look back. So with 39 to go, JD and RTJ get into it. RTJ smacks the wall. Turns 1, I believe. 1 and 2. And then JD just has nowhere to go. He's just in the gas, probably just trying to get away. And he just smacks into him of their spoiler area. Back end's jacked up. As a fan, you don't want to see that. But when you're racing the back like that, well, you never know what you're going to run into. So I've got my thought for next year for him. I got an idea for him. So if he's listening, I got an idea for you, JD. And then Bobby Pierce wins back-to-back. We were there last year when he won. And, hey, he got another back in that pink car. Car looks good in Victory Lane. That's about the only place it looks good at. But him and his team got the win. So at the end of the day, I made the pick on here, and you tried to talk me out of it. But by golly, I wasn't changing it. And my pick was Moran win the championship. Pierce win the race. Hey, that's what happened. So I was like, man, I was in Crossroads watching that race, and I was thrilled to death. I couldn't believe I got both my picks right there. So that makes an ease for the rest of the weekend on me when I get my picks right early. So, but all in all, like track was okay. It really got black and slick there at the end. I would say the first 50 was really good. Then some drivers started backpedaling and comers and goers just like we see. But race-wise, it was okay. I just wish, like you said, they would have notified the fans better. I don't know. I feel like I kept up with my phone a lot Saturday, and I didn't see a word about it. And I saw the heats were starting a little bit later for the B mains, so those started a little early. I caught that, and then I put 2 and 2 together. So, oh crap, I better turn the TV on if I'm going to watch this still, because I was going to talk about it. So, poor management on that. I hope they do better. I know they can do better, so do better, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So I was going to get y'all's take on some of the tire issues and what happened with JD I thought he'd come out on fire, and RTJ, they just missed the setup, or what happened there?
JP, I'll let you go first.
I mean, I don't know. It's a different racetrack every night. So, I mean, a lot of stuff changes. I mean, yeah, you'll have stuff that's good, but, you know, with the way dirt late model racing is right now, it's extremely competitive. They're always finding new stuff, and it just happens, I guess.
I think, as far as the tires go, I don't know exactly what you're talking about because I didn't watch the whole race. If they're pitting for tires, if you're in the back, you might as well halfway through a 100-lap race at this point. Try something, right? As far as JD goes, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion in the dirt late model world. I'm a big fan, just for the record. I'd like to point that out. If he puts out a shirt, I pretty much buy it. So, love you, buddy. But, yeah, I think it's time to move on from the Eldora car and build another one or something. I see about that after he struggled earlier in the year. It's just everybody's probably kind of caught up. You know, Ricky built a car, came to World 100 with a car, ran that car. Probably time to move on to a new car, more than likely, just to update stuff. I don't know what updates they've done to it. But they say they tuck it away, so maybe it's time to move on. And, you know, Eldora is a real streaky facility, you know, and, like, he's got a lot of wins there. It's hard to get him. Bobby's on a roll with this DTWC deal. I'm not trying to take anything away from Bobby. Good job, Bobby. But, like, does a daytime race really count even at Eldora? I mean, I'm sorry. Like, this is a 4 p.m. race. I left JP's and my dad's because I was trying to, like, come home, watch a Tennessee game, and watch this race. Like, side by side, right here. I got this screen, this screen. That was my whole plan for the night, and I got home, and it was over. I don't know. To me, like, okay, Lucas has run how many day races so far this year before that? 0. So maybe they might run one, like Port Royal on a Sunday. Maybe I don't know. It's less than 3 for sure. It's like to end your championship under sunlight. I don't know. It's not really real dirt. It's not what we're used to seeing. I don't know what the weather was. I would like to say I wanted to dump all over Lucas Oil, but like this could have been a Eldora Carl Short thing as well. Obviously, we saw the big news
involved, and I suppose there was weather coming, but was it really? I don't know.
I mean, I looked at it. I didn't see it. It actually looked like there was more chance of weather than it was going to clear out. So, I don't know. I'm sure that's what it was. They made the decision based off that, and you know they're doing what they have to do. But you know, NASCAR has a policy of having 24-hour advance notice on that. Maybe next year, you know, for Lucas, like you said, if I had been notified, I wouldn't be moaning about it. But like, you know, make an app. Can we get a Lucas Dirt app? That sends me a notification the race time. I pay for Flow to watch this stuff. Same thing for World Outlaws. I mean, you know, I pay for Dirt Vision to watch it. That's all I pay for it for at the end of the day. So if we can just, you know, I'd like to know. I felt ripped off. Really it's really crappy way to end the year for me with Lucas. Like, I love Lucas. It's been my series ever since me and you went to Dixie years ago. Actually, you know, they're supposed to be in Fayetteville one time when I went and it rained out years and years ago. And like, it's been my thing ever since that, really. But, you know, it's just one of those things. Like, really, really bad way to end the year for them. Hate that for them that it ended that way. So, congratulations, Bobby, on the win. Hate him still. Yeah, so I got questions for y'all now on the Lucas season as a whole, okay? Biggest surprise. I'm gonna give you 3 questions, then we'll start with the surprise, and then we'll do the others, okay? But we'll do it in order, all right? Biggest surprise of Lucas, the biggest disappointment in the series, and then what do you see happening next year as far as a big driver that might leave, big driver might join, and then the points, okay? So what was your biggest surprise of the year for Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series? JP.
Devin Moran winning a championship.
Okay. D-Watt, what about you?
Brandon Overton. I thought he would either be more consistent and win more often. So I was surprised. I guess he ran the series. Did he run the series? Didn't hear his name a lot this year if he did. So I thought so. I was surprised. He's had good success at Eldora and other tracks, and just the whole year. I don't know if he won. Did he win a?
He
Lucas
did.
race?
I think he won a race, but it wasn't much. They spent a lot of time struggling in the Longhorn House car for sure.
Well, that's my surprise.
Yeah, I agree. That was gonna be my disappointment, so that's a good surprise.
Oh, okay.
My biggest surprise, I think, was Donald McIntosh come out as Rookie of the Year. I did not expect him to finish the year. I know we already talked about him kind of getting canned or whatever. Congratulations to him on winning Rookie of the Year and making it through the year. When this thing started, I think my prediction was they wouldn't make the whole season. So, congratulations to him. Good to see that. That's somebody that we've watched around our area a lot. So, I was glad to see that for him. But all right, D. What biggest disappointment for you?
Disappointment, man. They got to find a way to get to East Tennessee somehow, some way. Dig deep. I get it. It rained, but man, it sucks as a fan. Like, I want to see these guys on the track. And if they don't come to East Tennessee, I got to travel to see them, which is fine. But I like to see them right here, East Tennessee tracks. I mean, do something. Let's dig a little deep. Let's get these tracks motivated to host I think the best series there is out there.
Yeah, and that might be on our tracks too. Our tracks might need to figure that out. And we have a few. A lot of people. I've been talking locally. I've seen a couple people wearing dirt shirts in Knoxville, right? And like when I'm out and about running my job, I'm out a lot in public, and I've seen some people wearing some shirts. And they're like, "Man, there's no tracks left, dude. There's still plenty of tracks left." Like, what are you talking about? Smoky Mountains out there, great track. I-75, extremely underrated facility still. They could run a really good Lucas show there. Actually, in my opinion, I think it would race really well for them. Bulls Gap is still there. I feel like Vic Hill's giving it everything he's got up there. Might need a little help on the money. I'd still like to see Lucas at some point, throw them over the shoulder and go back to Tazewell where they belong. They left because they couldn't get internet there, supposedly. I'd like to see him go back. I mean, it's different. Where else are you going to run Tazewell? I would like to see a Bulls Gap Tazewell weekend, Friday, Saturday, honestly. The fans got to show up, too. I mean, that is part of it. Fans do have to show up. As far as Smoky Mountain thing goes, we got to get away from, spring when it's supposed to rain somehow, some way, I guess. Or, it's a tough battle around here as far as that goes. But I'm with you. Hopefully we can get some more in the area.
If we got a Bulls Gap, Tazewell back-to-back weekend, there'd be some tore-up I mean, golly.
I know a guy recently that told me he raced at Tazewell for years, never wrecked nothing. So I don't know. I'm just saying, that's what I want to see though. I think that'd be cool. I did have this thought: is there some way that we could do like some kind of, is there a sponsor out there? And I don't know who it would be. It dang sure ain't gonna be me or Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. But is there somebody that can make a Southeast Cup points thing for Lucas, similar to like the Coltman's Farm Cup? For World Outlaws, where it's like it's these few select races as a complete separate points fund for $10,000 or $15,000, and I don't know. Can they put something like that together? I'd love to see him come south. I think that's a really good point. D. What JP? What's your biggest disappointment for the year, Lucas?
Year after year, Jonathan Davenport screwing himself at Eldora. I mean, he just needs to hang it up and quit running points. He needs to go back to the running the big shows, making the money. Needs to quit running points.
So is that
That's my biggest disappointment.
Is that your suggestion?
No,
your
mine
suggestion
was.
for Davenport? I want to hear that before we continue.
Mine was, dear JD, let's run the World of Outlaws. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's hit the road and head to the Outlaw. That's what I like to see him do.
No, we ain't doing that bullshit.
Absolutely not.
No, I mean I don't think so. It's an interesting idea, but I just don't see that happening. Sorry, I don't think those tracks are necessarily in his wheelhouse. Those Midwest bull rings that they race on in comparison, but also he's run it so long. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, the pace is so much better. It is what it is. All right, next year. You got any bold predictions? Do you think? Well, let me ask this first. Do you think they're going to keep the chase thing? Have they said yet? Do we know? I don't even know.
I haven't heard.
Yes, they have.
Okay. So
because they announced
that
West Virginia's had gonna have the DTWC
dirt track.
And Eldora will still be a part of the chase.
Yeah. So my question is this is my question on the Dirt Track World Championship. So if it's moving, is it still going to be in the chase or not?
Yes.
And then if it is, are we going to force Carl Short to fix it and make it 2 features like it should be, like every other Lucas weekend ever created?
Who knows?
Because that needs to happen.
but I like the change that new track they're going to.
Yeah.
I like it. It's got banking too. I have to watch more videos of that place, but I think I like Eldora, but for a points crowning championship track, it's just not for me. I like it in the chase. Have it like they are now, or have it in the playoff system.
It's like Talladega.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Yep.
This race has to. I think that the finishing weekend for the Lucas Series needs to find its own home and gain some identity away from Eldora. I actually think Lucas Oil Speedway wouldn't be a bad place. Wheatland, I just don't know that you're gonna the crowds there, and then you get late in the year, you never know what the weather's gonna be like out there either. Just bring it right to I-75 Speedway, Tazewell, Bulls Gap. I'd be good with any of those myself. Or hear me out. I thought about this. What if they take that last weekend back? Rome, Dixie, double October. I mean, I could be fine with that too. But I don't know. I love Eldora. Nothing against Eldora. If they want to leave it in that chase spot, that's fine. But I don't know. It feels weird it feels forced to have the Dirt Track World Championship there, and then also try to end the Lucas points there when they already have their two main races at the end of the day is the dream of the world, right? And nothing's ever going to touch that. That's why the crowds aren't there. Is what it is. So good points. My prediction is next year, Devin Moran's probably going to repeat as champion. Happens in Lucas a lot. We'll see what happens there. Devin is absolutely on a roll, so we'll see what happens.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
My prediction is old Booby's finally going to get out of the World of Outlaws.
You took
and
my
come
pick.
whoop up on the Lucas boys and win that championship too.
Dear Booby Pierce, you do not have the testicles to go run Lucas Oil. I know you don't have it in you. You got to stay home on your little tracks up there in Illinois. So if you want to come run with the boys, they'll be glad to see you out there. But you're going to be looking like you did the end of the World Outlaws year, not the beginning. So see what happens. I know you got to win this weekend, but he can't hang. He can't hang every week with him on the Lucas schedule. He can't do it. You heard it here first. But I'd love to see it as well, just for the record. If they do that, but see, then if JD switches, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
We need them to run the same one. Don't switch. Damn it, don't switch. So we'll see what happens there. Anything else we need to say to wrap up Lucas for the year? It's been a good year for Lucas Oil. Always a great series. Best announcers. Sorry, but at the end of the day, Essex beats Ruben Morales into the ground every single time.
By about a million years.
Dynamite. But I don't know, man. Sorry. I don't know. I love Lucas. I love Flo. It is what it is. But all right, that's all I got. All right, other dirt for the week. Where I don't even know how. So interesting, y'all. The internet's been down today, and none of this podcast stuff works right. So I don't even know how long this episode actually has been so far. It's not showing me. So, other dirt notes.
33 minutes.
Do what?
33 minutes.
Okay, well we're gonna wrap it up. Talladega was boring, anyways. Powell Family Memorial down there in Florida. Is that it? I'm trying to remember what track that's at. I'm pulling up the notes.
That's at Alltech.
Is it Ocala? Alltech, that's right.
I think it's Alltech.
30,000 to win, 604 crate late model race. We had a whopping 43 cars show up. Hayden Cardwell ends up getting the win after Cody Overton breaks, essentially. Hayden Cardwell in the CVR house car, number 17, takes the dub, 30 grand. I hope he runs that permanently, full time. I'd love to see that. It's a good matchup. Hopefully Hayden can find him a solid ride. He's bouncing all over the place here, so we'll see what happens with that. Other winners, Talladega Short Track, Friday night and Saturday night down there in NASCAR weekend. Always a big time at the dirt track. Zach Mitchell wins the Southern Thunder Series over Trey Mills, Dalton Cook. Friday night, Corey Hedgecock takes the win on Saturday after saying that he sucked on Friday, basically on Facebook. So congratulations to him coming in there again over Dalton Cook and Trey Mills. Sam Seawright in fourth. Too bad those two didn't get together. Good, good car count, 33 cars. Good show down there at Talladega. If you guys hadn't been at Talladega NASCAR weekend show, there's usually about 18 classes, people burning crap in the campground behind the racetrack. It's a great time. Fireworks, gunshots. You never know what's going on, but it's a great time down there. So, only other notable, somehow we missed, they were having a King of the Mountain 10K crate race in Corbin, Kentucky, which is only an hour and 45 minutes from here, if that. Skylar Marlar takes the win. 37 cars show up for $10,000. I also think that somebody went over the wall there. I saw on old Speedway Car Cam's Facebook. Credit to him there. I saw somebody did go over the wall at the Thunder Mountain Speedway, another track that we need to get up to at some point in time. In Corbin, lots of racetracks up in that area now. We really need to get up to some of them with Big South Fork and this one. Those are pretty close. So, Skylar Marlar wins over Dustin Linville, Cameron Weaver. This is a good, good little deal. It's all those guys: Greg Martin, Drew Kennedy. Race. This is a pretty strong field. Jared Delk, I believe that was the one that jumped the fence. In the
I
Delk
didn't even
Equipment
know
118.
the old Rooster was still kicking it.
Linville.
Yeah.
Hey, Linville he's never going away. So we'll see what
That's fine
happens
with me.
there. I'm pretty sure that about does it. If you are in East Tennessee, we talked about our tracks here. This is your final super late model weekend of the 2025 year. Southern All-Stars roll into I-75 Speedway on Saturday night, $10,000 to win.
Southern All-Stars is not a super series, so
Shut
you
your
can't
mouth.
call that.
$10,000 to win super late model race. Just stop. This will probably be a really good show. I think you have all the, unfortunately, limited show up from the area. This will be a really good regional race. Probably have a boatload of cars checked in for this race, I would think. You can tell me I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. Red Clay 602 Series also there for $2,000 to win. I'm sure they'll have some other sport classes. I was planning on going to this race, but it sounds that I have been hard-carded and I will be at a Halloween party. So if either
There
of you
you
two
go.
want to call my wife and set it up as a surprise birthday party for my weekend, just you know what to do. Other than that, we got $20,000 to win at Why Not in Meridian, Mississippi, Super Race, and Atomic has $15,000 to win with the Ironman late model. So we'll see what happens there. Both those, I think this will all be pretty good races. No big points going on. You obviously had the World Finals coming up at Charlotte next week or the week after. I don't know. We're kind of wrapping everything up. This is kind of really the off season, The off season has kind of really moved to before the Dome. Just kind of how the calendar falls. You kind of have off season point 1, Dome, off season point 2, right? So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're going to the Dome. Pumped about that when we get to December. Even if I don't go, surely one of y'all is going to go to I-75 on Saturday. I mean, good Lord. Surely.
I gotta work.
Oh, my gosh. Just go after work. Golly, bum. So we'll see what happens there. I was heartbroken when I found out today I was getting hard-carded. But I do love my wife, so it is what it is. But if she loved me, she would listen to this podcast and know that I would rather go this race. If she's not going to listen to this podcast, you could be guaranteed to that. So, anyways, all right, moving on. Talladega Trucks, Xfinity Cup, all at Talladega. Trucks had that Friday afternoon race, which is fantastic for my Friday afternoon. Did anybody have anything to talk about in any of these NASCAR topics? Did you want a race?
Real quick. I was on the way to Crossville, so I had it on in the Fusion, headed up, and I left my driveway on lap 4. They did say it then, and I didn't get a lap of what lap they were on until after maybe the fire by Norm Bennett. Maybe they set a lap there, but I like it when I'm watching any kind of sport event. They give the time, they give the lap, they give. I don't know. I was just confused. I was listening well, and they just never said what lap it was. And for the radio, for like a race, a race there, it's super exciting to listen to on the radio, but they were trying to keep it up. But anyway, I guess my biggest point was just say the lap. It might help a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. It's kind of like people that don't read scores in football games.
Yeah.
I could talk about Tennessee football radio, but I'd live too close. That's probably going to get kicked off of TikTok for saying that word. Anyways, Talladega, I'm never going to be able to say this dude's name right.
Gio Ruggiero.
Driving number 17 truck with spotter Freddie Kraft. Absolutely smacked him around pretty much all day Friday at Talladega. Takes the win. This dude has been on the verge. Finally gets it done. Big time race, Talladega Speedway. Good for him. He gets the win over Corey Haim and I believe Tom Majeski. I don't have it pulled up here, but I'm pretty sure that's who it was. Big news, I do have it. It's in the notes. I put the whole thing in here. It was Tom Majeski. Tom Majeski had like a daggum wreck truck. I know D. Walt was listening on the radio, might not know him, but he did not have a left front. He had like a 4-foot piece of bear bond come flying off. Points for Truck Series, real quick. We're going into Martinsville. Obviously, these races at Martinsville, these cut races have become a little bit of a cluster You have two guys that are guaranteed must-win in Grant Enfinger, Daniel Hemrick. Lane Riggs and Tom Majeski are 5 and 6 points back on Caden Honeycutt and Tyler Ankrum. Interesting picks here. We did go back and do a little bit of research. I picked Tyler Ankrum to win the championship. He is currently in the Final Four. JP picked Stuart Friesen to win the championship. We made the executive decision, D-Watt. I'm just letting you know this. You came after we made these championship picks. But we did make the decision that JP Stuart Friesen does count if Caden Honeycutt wins, as he is the replacement driver in the same
Let's
truck.
go,
I feel
Honeycutt.
like that's fair enough. So we'll see what happens there. Expect this to be a bumping, banging mess Friday night. I would be tuned in for sure if I was you. It will be a knockout, drag out. They barely got the truck race in, just for those of y'all that did not know. They were getting pretty close to the cutoff. Poor Norm Benning had the worst fire I've seen in NASCAR in a hot minute. Actually, in any racing in a hot minute. Oil lines, fuel lines, I don't know. It was hot. I've never seen that much fire in the cockpit in a while. Steering wheel burnt, all that. He ended up being okay. So he said he'll be at Martinsville next week. We'll see how many guys he wrecks there. Sorry, Norm. He had one moment in NASCAR, boys. We all know it. And it was at a dirt track. So, yeah. Other than that, good race. Xfinity. Anybody watch the Xfinity race? I was driving. Anybody watch?
I saw the end of it just a little bit.
Pretty much what I could tell is Austin Hill just whooped everybody's ass.
Yes,
per
sir.
usual.
He pretty much did.
You know, getting his back. I hate the fact that I still am loathing the fact that NASCAR kicked him out of the playoffs. I did not like him turning Eric Amarola, but to be kicked out of the playoffs essentially for that, I'm just not a fan. I hope they change that next year and just do a playoff points penalty with the suspension, not this whole you lose them all. It's stupid. He did way too much this year, in my opinion, for that. So
when you're part of a blue collar racing team, it just happens sometimes.
Yeah, when you're blue collar targeted, you used to have the most famous driver in NASCAR history. They do target you from time to time. You are correct about that. Pretty much that's all I got. He pretty much whooped him and Allgaier. Allgaier ended up finishing third. What's his face? Number
I was
one
hoping
car.
Quapple somehow would have inched it out, but
I would have been a fan. Their point situation is also pretty much a cluster. You have three guys that have to win. Sammy Smith could maybe get in on points. He is 11 points behind Quapple in the Junior Motorsports car. Did want to point out you do have 4 Chevrolets in the playoffs. Actually, you have 5 Chevrolets in the top 5 in the points. So pretty good year all around, especially when you consider Austin Hill probably would also be in if he didn't get ripped. So really good year for them on that. Obviously, the owners, you still got the 19 car in there. We'll see what happens. Curious to see. I hope Carson gets in. Hopefully, he gets the win next Xfinity Series this weekend, honestly. So, other than that, Cup race, I'm going to turn over to D-Watt. I'm going to put my stuff down for just a brief second. Let the dog in the house because she's been barking for 5 minutes. And, D-Watt, go ahead. Take away the Cup race. You ready?
Yeah. So,
I'll be right back.
Let's see here. The 9 wrecks out early. Then the 5 runs out of gas. It's all blank.
yeah.
So the 9 gets in a wreck. It's not like Suarez was a part of that. AJ Allmendinger was leading.
Yeah, dude. They were.
And you were there, so you might know a little more than I do.
So
yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. You were there.
I know a little bit, but
Okay.
it's also like I'm not seeing the stuff they're talking
sure.
about on the broadcast.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was crazy about this whole race is it has been a long time, I feel like, since I've seen a Cup Series drafting race where there was that many comers and goers. I mean, there was like 28 or 27 different leaders or something, I'm pretty sure. It seemed like people could actually push up and through and get back up to the front for once. It was pretty interesting to watch. I just got to say, Cliff Daniels, you're a dirty, filthy liar. Underpacing. Larson's like, this thing's flashing at me. And he comes on the radio and he's like, if you hit the switch now, you will be good for 1 green, white checkered. Don't swerve. Hold your wheel straight. You will be good for 1 green, white checkered. He makes it through the green flag lap. And they coming out of turn 2. Cliff Daniels, you lied to me, and I am upset with you, and you need to write a formal apology to me and all Kyle Larson fans. because that was going to be Larson's first ever super speedway win. I guarantee it. It was going to happen until it did not.
I was a little bit surprised that the Fords, they looked strong early on, and then Logano and Blaney, and then they had all the Ford guys teamed up there on the bottom there early on, and they just didn't. I thought they'd be more of a contender at the end, and they're at the end. We'll get into it, but I heard some podcasts throughout today and yesterday that just Brad Kay. I don't know what the deal was. I didn't see. I saw it on TV, but they didn't talk a lot about it. But was he saving gas? Was he not trying to push?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm just curious. I haven't dug much into it, but
his crew chief said that they were not saving gas and they just did not get a good start. I did get that. Okay. I listened to teardown. That was, I would like to report that there was no shenanigans going on, supposedly. TJ Majors would never.
I will say the Weepers was an interesting thing about this race, because I noticed it right as soon as they cleared the whole, because I was right there kind of in front of the start-finish line. Right as they cleared the whole stage and everything for the driver intros, there was one maybe 150 yards behind the start-finish line. And there was another one maybe 50 yards behind that. It was pretty bad. And I think there were some more worse ones way down at the pit entry that I couldn't see that I saw. SVG, I think, hit it coming into pit road.
He spun and then got stuck in the grass. And they waited a while for that caution to come out.
Yeah, that was... Man, okay. So I was sitting there watching this, and the guy next to me or behind me is yelling, "Throw the caution! Throw the caution!"
That was me on the couch.
And then I believe at that time I had the 8 radio on, and his spotter was like, "Yeah, they're just letting this cycle finish." That is some bull shit. NASCAR, you need to not be doing that. That is race manipulation. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not the race manipulation's not my concern. My concern is the fact that the field went past. Well, I don't know if it was the field. A group of cars went past with him sitting in the dirt there, and if somebody else would have spun and hit him, it would have been a bad, bad, bad time. Absolutely atrocious on the caution call on that one.
Yeah.
You could tell he wasn't going anywhere. Burton and Letart's it rained this morning. We're not moving. So yeah, definitely dumb on that one. But
and then I think Cody Ware also hit the Weeper or something. I don't know what happened. I was watching somewhere else on the track, and I seen something fly up and see him go by and wreck himself.
Weeper of oil coming out of his oil pan underneath the car. That's what he.
I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I meant to text you and tell you that. 'Cause you texted me during the race. Sorry, but
I was glad that caution came out, because I feel like they were about to have to pit under green, and some guys were going to take some gas, a little bit of gas.
I wish it wouldn't have been a caution, because I think it would have been really interesting to see what would have happened there if they would have got that final green flag pit stop.
So 2 to 4 cars would have got penalties, speeding or whatever. Probably one would have spun. Probably wouldn't have been a yellow, and they would have all grouped back up and raced it to the end. I don't think it would have been much different than it was. Sorry, I kind of missed it. The one thing I wanted to do is about Dear Dennis. Dear Dennis, whenever Chase wrecked, it was your fault. I would like to point that out. I don't know if everybody caught this. JP, I don't know that you would have been able to see this where you were sitting. Dennis was pitting with that group in the first green flag cycle there, and essentially you had the Chevrolet's plan was clearly to line up, run an extra lap together, come in and pit behind everybody else, right? Then he pitted from the third lane. The third lane. So Larson, Byron, and Chase are absolutely rolling the top, and they get into turn 3 down there, and Chase had to straight up lock it up in front of Byron and Larson both, because then he was just sitting there in the third lane and then pitted. I'm like, absolute bullcrap. Absolutely unacceptable. Then they also screwed up when they came back off pit road. They should have done what Daniel's Penske boys did, and just gone straight to the middle and said, F all of you, because that's what Penske has done for the last 5 years. That is going to be the norm. I think this time with Penske, Blaney and Logano coming out, pulling up in the middle on the backstretch, I'm just going to go ahead and make a prediction. You are going to see somebody seriously injured next year, because that is going to be the move from now on. Because you watched the Hendrick boys absolutely get their doors blown off not doing that, and then you watched, them basically gain from doing that, and somebody's going to get hurt. You can't. that closing rate is unacceptable to be up there in the track. Honestly, I feel like they should be flagged. You know, we had this issue. Was it Ross Chastain and Keselowski did it a few years ago, kind of, and they did like split. Or it might have been Keselowski and Logano. One at the top, one in the middle, to like a rolling chicane down the backstretch at Talladega at 200. No, we're going to get somebody hurt. Sorry. That's dangerous. But, dear Dennis, you cost Chase to win at Talladega, and that's okay, though, because he's going to win this weekend, no doubt.
All right, let's talk about the back straightaway there on the. Let's just go into where, I guess over time, where you got some guys running out of gas, and then the pushes are coming. Did y'all think Chase was going to? Do you think that he was going to be able to drop to the bottom, get past Bubba, and then Briscoe was going to ultimately win the race?
I didn't think that he would win. I thought he would get to the bottom, but whenever I went back and saw the replay and saw that Ty Gibbs actually was a teammate for once, I mean, you're not going to beat it, you know. He gave him the right push at the right time, and can't believe it, but Ty Gibbs actually did something good for his team.
Yeah, when I saw it live, I'm thinking, here we go. He's in second. He hadn't won a race. He's going to do something stupid, but he didn't. He pushed him and led him on to victory.
I think for Briscoe, was calm on that last lap. His plan was to push Bubba, then the door opened, and he went. Like I said, I did not expect Ty Gibbs to go with him either. I've really figured Ty Gibbs is going to pull out a lane coming off turn 4, and I really thought somebody was going to win on the bottom, whoever was there. Who was the other one? Not Ty Gibbs up there. There was another nobody up there. Was it?
Gilliland ended up second.
Gilliland. I was like, Gilliland, because Gilliland was up there a good portion of the day anyways. I was like, this is going to be his race. But clearly, you know, Denny and Ty out must have worked, because Ty Gibbs has had an attitude adjustment completed. So good job on that for him. I thought that was a good run, and he did the right thing. And, you know, I don't love Chase Briscoe. I do like Chase Briscoe. He drives dirt. He drives the Bass Pro Shops. He seems like a man of the people as far as fans go, which is something I really respect. He's just a race fan. At the end of the day, he's like kind of me and D Watt's age, and like he's Tony Stewart fan. And I mean, I don't know. I appreciate all that stuff about him. So I was glad to see him get the win. He's had a really good year, possibly the best year out of anybody, I would think. So, but I didn't think he was gonna win. Did you?
No, I didn't. I thought it'd be Byron. I thought he was sitting in a good spot. And just teammates, and you just don't know who's going to be behind you and who's going to help, who's not. And Kyle Busch was looking good throughout the day. I mean, that was a good pick.
He had a penalty once or twice, I think.
Yeah. He kind of – the bottom just wasn't going for Blaney and Logano, and all I keep hearing is if they can win and they get to the Final Four, then they're going to be the ones to watch, blah, blah, blah. Well, I ain't seen anything. You know, you wrecked last week, and then this week.
Well, they kind of screwed themselves, but kind of not at the same time. They played it safe, and they came in for gas at that last caution there.
They should have played it safe when they filled before and taken the extra half second of fuel to not need to come back to pit road. This whole thing where we're not taking enough gas to finish the race is the dumbest thing we've done in NASCAR history. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I actually thought it was a pretty good race. I felt like passing was an option. More than it has been at plate races.
That's what I said when you were gone, dude. Like, it seemed like this is one of the best next-gen drafting races we've had in a while. There was like, I saw somewhere, it was like 27 or 28 different leaders, I think.
Yeah. That 5 wide. It was 5 wide twice to the trial, and I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good race as far as the actual pushing and stuff went. I went ahead and bet Larson and Kyle Busch because I was like, one of these two is going to win this race today. And, you know, white flag, Larson had it and obviously ran out of gas. Cliff did the right thing, though, because, you know, when you go look at the points, Larson is still 36 points to the good on the cut line. I think he did the right thing. Like, let's just go win this thing. Because if they came in and got gas, he wasn't going to win. He honestly was going to finish the same place he did finish, right? Whether they had gas or not. I do want to go ahead and say it. I know you're kind of on this point when I came back up here, but Cliff knew they weren't making it on gas. But
I still need that formal apology letter.
Hey, brother, actually just turn off the track. You know what? We're leading, but let's just not. We'll just come on in here. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure we know with the next gen, those switches do not give you as much fuel as they did in the old car. In the next gen, when you hit the switch where it's central supplied fuel cell and all that, there's not 14 foot of fuel line in the car. Like, it is what it is. So hate that for Kyle, but it is what it is. I thought it was a really good race. I'm just jealous you were there. Glad you got to see a good ending. I felt bad you didn't get to see your boy Larson win. I told the wife, I was
Dude,
like,
I was so pissed.
like it was
When I
last
saw him
lap.
start fading off, I was like, oh my god, dude.
It was last lap, and I was like, "Oh, JP's he's gonna be pumped on this podcast tomorrow." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Larson's about to win." She was like, "No." I was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Oh, never mind. He just ran out of gas." And she was like, "No, he didn't." I was like, "Yeah, no, he did."
I had his radio on, and man, oh, dude, that was
Way to
was
finish.
heartbreaking.
Cup Series though, no wreck. I like it.
Yeah,
Good to see that
Well,
too.
I mean, there was a wreck, but no caution.
Yeah, but I thought it was a really good race. So wish we'd have gone, kinda, but maybe we'll go this weekend on Sunday. I doubt it. But anyways, points. I'm gonna give a rundown. I want to know who y'all think is in. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Jace Briscoe locked in. Denny Hamlin locked in. Christopher Bell 37 to the good. Kyle Larson 36 to the good, which leaves you with 4 must-win drivers this weekend. Okay, William Byron, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott. Will one of those 4 get it done at the paper
No.
clip?
Nope.
All 4 of those have won a race there. I want to point that
Yeah,
out.
they have.
It's tough when only one guy can win the race, but by golly, they all want to win. I don't think so. I don't think those guys are must wins. They all capable of winning, like you said. I hope so. I hope Landy wins, but I don't think so. No.
I really thought you were going to say Blaney was going to win, but
No.
I kind of like Hamlin this weekend probably. But
Nope.
I don't know. I got a couple things I want to point out. 2020, Chase Elliott got crashed, had to win Martinsville to make it to playoffs. Goes on.
Chase Elliott is not winning Martinsville. He will not
goes
be in the
on,
Final Four. He
wins
will
the
not win the
race,
championship.
Wins the championship at Phoenix immediately after.
I like it.
I'd like to point that out. I'd like to point out that guys that did it first time in the playoffs win this thing. Chase Briscoe locked in. I think, I don't want to say he's the favorite, but I think he's the favorite kind of right now going into Phoenix. If I had this 4 that's in here with Briscoe, Hamlin, Bell, and Larson, I'd probably put Chase Briscoe as the number 1 favorite. Sorry, Denny, you got a lot of history at this. You screwed up a lot, so I mean, and they've struggled, man. They had motor problems again, throttle problems. How do you have throttle problems? I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, well, I guess that leads us to the picks then, since y'all aren't going to pick one of them because you're a bunch of chickens. I'm going to. Might not pick Chase, though, because I don't want to curse him. So we'll see what happens. I did want to point this out. On our picks, none of us had the 19 making it to the Final Four, in case y'all didn't catch that. I did notice that. None of us had the 19 making it. So it looks like currently the one of us with the best chance is going to be JP. JP looks like he could get 3 out of 4. D-Watt, unfortunately, you have the 12 and the 22 who both can't make it. The 20's getting in, though. So if Blaney or Logano wins, you're looking pretty good. If Logano wins, JP's looking better. So we'll see what happens. But none of us put the 19 in, so congratulations to Briscoe on that. Picks for the week. JP got the regular win with the tie with the F1 pick. Don't worry, we'll never have another F1 pick again.
That's what you think.
No, I don't worry. It's not going to be an option. If you notice, there's none that say flex anymore. Those are all gone forever. And that is
Just
intentional.
a little crybaby.
It's a deal. We're going to have bonus picks in this thing. D-Watt won the bonus picking Devin Rand to win Lucas Dirt Championship. Congratulations, D-Watt. Congratulations to Roger Sellers on our Smoky Mountain Speedway on the big win. I am happy for that. Real quick, Devin Moran not cheating on his wife. Bobby Pierce not cheating. That's their sisters, people. Okay.
No, Bobby Pierce is his. No, that is his sister.
It's his sister, isn't it? I don't know. It's one of them. These are people that you know. Nobody's cheating. Openly, it's Moran's sister.
Moran's sister, yes.
But, what are we – I mean, golly, man. that one account needs to go.
Yeah, I saw
It's
that.
got to go.
Get
It's
out
got
of
to
here.
go. Don't worry, he'll be crying here in a couple weeks. There won't be no racing. If we see him at the Dome, I hope I'm not intoxicated because it might go badly. All right, anyways. Picks, we're going to do Cup, Xfinity, Truck. Bonus pick is going to be number of green-white checkers for the weekend between all three races.
Including all three series?
All three
There we go.
series. So
All
I
right.
need a total number of green-white checkers. Xfinity's probably going to go at least twice. So, the Xfinity series this is the race that's turned into, unfortunately, a little bit of a Bowman Gray style race for the Xfinity series in particular at the end of the year trying to get in. So we'll see what happens. The night race, truckers and Xfinity. Cup race is at 2 p.m. NASCAR's blowing that opportunity as well. This should be a night race, but don't get me started on that. At
So
least
I
it's on
got a
NBC.
bonus idea for your bonus. If you predict how many in each race, it should be an extra point.
No, we're not doing that.
Okay, you're just a wuss.
We're doing a total. Just stop. We're doing a total. All right. And we can pick the same number, so it is what it is. Other than that, it's gonna be closest. So, here's the deal. Who goes first? I guess I get to go first because y'all both won last week. All right. So we're gonna do. We'll do this the right way. Truck, Xfinity, then Cup. Truck race. Give me. Oh, I gotta pull the playoff sheet. See who's got to win. I want to read those off as we go through this. Your must-wins in this truck race are Daniel Hemrick, Grant Enfinger. Majeski is out. Lane Riggs is out by 5 and 6 points. They got to beat Honeycutt or Tyler Ankrum. Rajah's not really that safe 14 up either. So it's pretty open here in the truck race. This truck race is going to be interesting. But your must-wins are Daniel Hemrick and Grant Enfinger. I'm going to take neither of them to win the race. Go ahead and give me 52, Caden Honeycutt, to actually get the win at Martinsville Speedway in the trucks this weekend.
You're a doo-doo head.
Do what you got?
Oh man, give me Corey Haim.
Going out on a limb again, I see.
Yeah. Man, I don't blame you trying to win, but I just why do they care?
Yeah.
Why would they try?
true. That's true.
That's how I feel about Corey Haim. JP?
That's true.
Give me Tyler Ankrum. Why not?
It's a good pick.
She took my pick.
Did he win there in the spring? Did they
I have
race there
no
in the spring? This is actually a good track for him. I feel like this is kind of his style racetrack. So we'll see what happens there. He's got that nice blonde haircut. All right, Xfinity. Drivers that have to win in the Xfinity series are Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Brandon Jones. Have to win. Sammy Smith could really use win, but those are the ones that really have to win.
Those are all drivers that you don't want to have to win.
Sheldon Creed has not been aggressive enough this year for me to see him running over everybody, get it done, just to point out. All right,
Sam Mayer, though?
also, remember the 19 is going to be Eric Amarola this weekend as he is finishing out the schedule. For the win in the Xfinity race this weekend, I am taking the one of Carson Quapple to get it done. They have really got this program turned around since earlier in the year. I feel like they're headed in the right direction. I think that he's finally going to get it done. This is a good track for him to do it at. So I'll take the one. Carson Quapple, D-Wop, what about you for the Xfinity
Oh man, I
race,
pick
sir?
this guy a lot, and I feel like this is the time. Give me Jesse Love.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sam Mayer.
Nah, I'm done with him.
Shit.
Sam Mayer needs to win this weekend. So, JP, who you got?
Give him to me, baby.
Yeah.
For the 20th time this season, probably.
41, Sam Mayer. That's a good pick. But
He ain't scared to run nobody over.
No, he's not scared to do that. All right. The playoffs. NASCAR playoffs. Martinsville Speedway. The Xfinity. I think this is the Xfinity 500. I think it's Xfinity 500. I don't know. That's what it has been. The playoff race. The ones that have to win. William Byron, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott. I don't know. This is the big time. These guys. This is the big time. I don't know who I want to pick. Actually, I do know who I want to pick, but I don't think he's going to do it. But I am not picking Chase because I'm not going to be the guy that jinxes him. So give me the 11 of Dennis Hamlin to take the win going into Phoenix. I feel like he's going to be relaxed, not giving a damn. And sometimes I think that might be the best thing for Dennis Hamlin.
All right.
Do you want-
Here we go. Give me Christopher Bell.
Toyota again.
Y'all just stealing all my damn picks today. God.
JP, you going to ride with Briscoe or what? I mean, come on now.
Give me Shane Van Gisbergen.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I hope JP's right, just for the record. I'd like to point that out. So,
Everybody's taking my picks this week. I'm going with something crazy.
all right, now for the bonus, we're going to go reverse order. Number green, white checkers. Total for the weekend. JP, you're up
5.
first.
There will be
5.
2 in the truck race, 2 in the Xfinity race, and 1 in the Cup race.
All right.
Give it 6.
Oh my gosh. Whew. I'm gonna need some heart attack medicine if we're gonna have 6 green white checkers this weekend. JP took 5, D-Watt takes 6, and Casper is definitely winning this one. I will take 4 because it will definitely be 4 or less. It'll probably be less, but I'm just gonna be safe and say 4 so that I can price is right y'all's butt. So all right, so at least I got the bonus point coming. Whew, hopefully I can get the other one. This thing's coming down to the end. I still haven't decided what the prize is. I really need to get on that.
I'm ready to get my prize. I'm
only
ready.
got about 2 weeks. You ain't getting nothing, okay, son? You ain't getting nothing. Not a daggum thing, but we'll see. All right, I guess that's it. 1 hot minute. Who wants to go first?
I'm going first.
All right, let's hear it.
My boy, Maximilian Verstappen, is coming back from a 104-point gap. He will win the World Drivers' Championship. He will win this weekend in Mexico at the low downforce high-speed track where he absolutely whoops everybody's ass. This car will be winning. He will be the world champion. McLaren, never heard of him. End of story.
Oh my God.
I guess he's going to be calling up SVG for some pointers on how to run that circuit.
SVG probably calls Max for pointers.
No,
how to run that
I
circuit.
watched that race down there earlier this year. I saw how that went. Well, I mean, hey, congratulations. We'll see what happens. D-Watt, let's see what you got.
Oh man, dear NBC, I didn't care for the. And this is something maybe y'all seen. I've never seen this before. Why are we showing these fans cheering when these drivers getting these wrecks going 200-something miles an hour? I don't know. I just thought it was unique. I was watching upstairs. I'm like, well, why are we showing these? And I get it. I mean, if I'm out of race, I'm probably cheering too, but not for that, but just in general. But I don't know. I didn't care for it. I don't know. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. But they just kept showing it. Like it's at least 2 times they showed the fans cheering after a wreck, after a big wreck. So I just
It wasn't even Hamlin.
No, it wasn't him. One was a Christopher, and then the other one was a Busher, and the other one was somebody else spun out, and they just kept showing him. But that's my take.
I like you. Thank you for calling that out. I'm not a fan of showing the crowd reaction after the wreck. I am, however, a fan of crowd reaction during the race, actually.
There you go. That's good.
I do like that. I think my old buddy, I'm going to call him out. He ain't going to hear this. My old buddy, Ronnie Leslie, my buddy up there from Kentucky, he used to tell me that before the days of social media, if you wanted to know how people felt about drivers, you had to go to the race, you had to be there for driver intros, and you had to hear how the crowd reacted, and you had to hear how they reacted when people wreck, when people make passes, and that's how you knew. It wasn't social media, it wasn't no dadgum popular driver, it was what'd you hear at the racetrack, and back in the glory days when I was a wee child. So I do like the fan reaction, but I'm with you. Let's at least wait till we know these guys are safe. I think we forget sometimes how hard these hits were. Really hard hits this weekend. So thank you, D-Watt, for that. Shoot, I don't really have a good one hot minute. I was gonna bust Lucas and Flo over the Eldora thing. I've kind of calmed down on that. They're doing what they have to do for the people that are there. It just sucks. Really disappointing way to end the year. So I guess I don't have like a bunch of huge opinions. I guess I do. This Martinsville race to get here, this needs to be a Saturday night race. I don't care when it is. TV ratings be damned. This needs to be a Saturday night race here to get in the playoffs at Phoenix. I think, take us back to the real roots, short track racing. I don't want this Sunday afternoon stuff. I want this thing to end at 10:30 at night. I want everybody to have plenty of time to hydrate, appreciate, enjoy this race. Take us back to where we came from. That we didn't mention it in the race, but they had a really good race in North Wilkesboro on the Cars Tour the other night as they finished up their series at that track. Probably the best racing I've seen on a short track long time there between Caden Quapple and wasn't Connor Hall. It was Caden Quapple and somebody. But really good race there at the end of that one. I don't know. Take it back under the lights. That's where it belongs. I want to see the fights. Hopefully, these cars race good with tires. But yeah, move this race to Saturday night. I don't care about college football. Put it on Saturday night. NBC don't even have college football on Saturday night. Put it on Saturday night. Do something. Go show ESPN. Okay, that's my opinion. But other than that, I don't got a lot. Y'all, thanks for being here. D-Watt, JP, thanks for putting up with it. Anybody that watches this, you're not going to see a lot of clips this week. I'm kind of ixnaying the clips. I'm probably going to do like 2 or 3, and we're just going to move on. Y'all be sure to listen to D-Watt's show this week.
Yeah.
He keeps threatening to invite guests on there. We'll see. I heard JP's got some big football opinions, so we'll see what happens there. Oh, one more thing. This is my hot minute. D-Watt, you don't know what JP signed up for.
Uh-oh.
JP signed up to go to Starkville, Mississippi, wearing Georgia Bulldog red.
Oh, you're out of here, dude.
Don't. I ain't wearing.
No, you wearing that, you're out of here.
Yeah, he's not. No, I'm just kidding. He said he's going to wear a race shirt, but he's going on the road to Starkville.
Those damn cowbells, I'd hate it. TV, I can't handle it, and I couldn't handle it if I was there.
I told him he better get a cowbell and he better get a Mississippi shirt, or he's going to have a bad time.
You have a headache when you leave that
Get
place.
people while you're there with your Georgia people, okay? Don't do it. But, yeah, JP, his fiance there told me that they were going, and I was like, you're going to Mississippi State? And they were like, yeah. I was like, y'all are going to get your asses beat. That's a terrible idea. So, yeah, JP, be careful in your travels. Is that next week, 2 weeks?
I think it's in November. I don't even
Okay,
know.
well, be sure, we want some video for the podcast. For
I
sure
gotta
on
have
that.
it. Yeah,
So.
you gotta have it.
But yeah, other than that, y'all have a great week. Thanks for listening. Check out Sport Talk, D-Watt, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, all that. I think I'm going to be there if I can help him figure out how to get me in as a guest. I'm going to do at least one appearance, then he's going to fire me. He's going to be like Donald Trump, you're fired. That's going to be the end of it. But appreciate y'all for listening. It's been a great year. Happy to have a couple more episodes to wrap this thing up. Thank y'all for listening. And you know the deal. Hammer down. Thank y'all for listening to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. Our theme music is Hard as Steel by Alex Productions. Thank you all for listening. Hammering down. Find a good race to watch. We'll see you next time.